So, I know what you're thinking. I just did a Pokemon challenge in Pokemon Scarlet with only grass-type Pokemon, so why am I doing another one so soon after? If you scroll through my channel history, you'll see that I used to do Pokemon challenges in parts because I didn't know if my phone could handle one whole Pokemon game. Now I know that it can, but there still was a big gap between the Ghost-type challenge and my Grass-type challenge, so what gives? Why am I doing another one so soon after? Well, it turns out I'm moving out soon, so I decided I'll do one more Pokemon challenge in my favorite Pokemon game in my favorite house that I've done all my other YouTube stuff in. I've chosen to try to beat Pokémon Shield with only in-game traded Pokemon. For the uninitiated, traded Pokemon are Pokemon you receive from another person or an NPC. That part is obvious. But here's the fun part. Traded Pokemon have disobedience issues if leveled up past a certain level. This is why I never use in-game traded Pokemon, because if I level them up too much, which is very possible, then they'll start disobeying me. Traded Pokemon also gain experience at 1.5 speed, so they level fast. I would love to do this challenge in Scarlet or Let's Go games, but I don't really want to do another Gen 9 challenge, and I don't really feel like playing through Let's Go right now. I don't know how this will go. Looking on the list of in-game traded Pokemon, you'll see I have a lot to work with, since there is one trade per major city. Also, the level the badges give you is really high. By the 4th gym, your obedience is up to level 60. So I don't think obedience will be that much of an issue. Plus, the Pokemon we can get are pretty strong. Grimmsnarl, Togekiss, Duraludon, all very strong Pokemon. But there are only really good ones. Everything else is either passable or waste of a card. Now for the rules. Rule number 1 is I can only use Pokemon I've obtained from in-game traded Pokemon. Rule 2, I have to do every trade in the game. But I don't have to use them. That's a rule I see in every in-game trade Pokemon challenge I see on YouTube, so why not? Rule 3, no Isle of Armor trades. The Isle of Armor has this girl who will give you regular versions of Galarian forms, plus an Alolan Exeggutor and Alolan Marowak. However, her location and offered Pokemon varies a lot, so it'd be a hassle to get every single trade from her, so I decided to cut her out entirely. I am allowed to still do the Isle of Armor stuff if I want to, though. Rule number 4, no items in combat unless absolutely necessary, except Pokeballs and held items. And Rule 5, no out-game trades from other people, just in-game trades in the base game. Well, that was the longest challenge intro ever, so let's fast forward to when I get my first trade. I did catch a Zigzagoon in the... in the meantime. Why? Mind your own business. Thankfully, I don't have to wait long, as the first in-game trade is in Motostroke Pokemon Center. It's a Baneri for a Squavette named Cheekers. Mild nature, so more special attack and less defense. I don't know how I feel about that nature. Greedent's special attack is his second worst stat, and defense is his second best. I would prefer more defense and less special attack, but traded Pokemon have predetermined natures, so I can't do anything about it. His ability is Cheek Pouch. Cheek Pouch is an ability that restores 33% of your max HP when a berry is consumed. If I get poisoned, I can just heal it away with a berry and get my health restored. It's not the best ability a Pokemon will have. I think Serena Grace on Togekiss will be better, but it's better than Greedent's other ability, which is Gluttony. Cheekers will listen to us until level 20, which is about the same level as the first gym's final Pokemon. We'll also have another Pokemon by then, so it should be fine, maybe? I'm writing this part before I started the challenge, by the way, so I have no idea how fast this thing will level up. Squirtle evolves at level 24, so by the time he's disobedient, he'll be a Greedent. That's not very promising. He's at level 10 right now, and is my only usable Pokemon until I get to Turf Field, so should I really grind before I go? Well, again, Squirtle is not very good, so what should I do? I decided to just wing it. First hot battle with Cheekers. Remember, I have a Zigzagoon in my party, but I'm not allowed to use it. It's a surprise duel that I'll help with later. The 3 team yell battles you have to do got Chikus to level 11. Chikus feels like a name I'd give my Pokemon when I was 7. His first Pokemon is Wooloo, who spams Growl, lowering my attack. That's bad since our only attacking moves are physical. Oh no. Wooloo did go down, but next is Skull Bunny, who crits me with Quick Attack. I have no idea, but this playthrough seemed to have way more crits than usual. But only on times when I wasn't recording. Then he started spamming Growl until our attack was at -6 and finished us off. This is the first time Hop has ever been difficult in forever, since Squavit is just so bad. Well, that didn't work. One quick grind session later, and we are at level 20. If we level up one more time, we become disobedient. But I had to get to level 20 because that's when Squavit learns Body Slam, a very powerful normal type move that can cause paralysis. And it's our only answer at Hop. It one-shots the poor Wooloo and Skull Bunny and Rookity. I may have been a bit overprepared. I make my way through Route 3, trying to get to the next major battle without leveling up. Worker Sandra caused me to level up, which is really bad. And you'll see why once we battle Assbag Bede. Soloist falls to 1 payback, but when Gothita comes out, Chikus disobeyed my orders, but one-shot Gothita once he did. Finally, Hatina, but Chikus disobeyed twice and fainted without doing damage. Second try, this time with an Oran Berry. Chikus had to use it since he didn't listen before getting healed, and one-shot Soloist. However, Gothita tickled Chikus so much that when he finally attacked, he didn't do anything, so I just reset. Third try went through the same, getting up to Gothita, but Chikus listened, so Gothita is down. Gothita, I swear, it could be a dark type, but it's not. Chikus was 1 hit away from knocking out Hatina, but he didn't listen. God damn it. You have no idea how many tries I did before I got one where Chikus listened enough to get to Hatina. Once he finally did, he won the battle. Now that I've gone through Galar Mines, I can catch a Galarian Meowth. It was a bit annoying because I need to damage it before I can catch it, and Chikus doesn't listen to me half the time. I traded for a kid in the Turf Field gym named Mattia and received a Cantonian Meowth named Cash. If this was Gen 1, I would be very happy since Cantonian Persian was really good back then, but it's not, so I'm not very happy. Actually, Meowth and Persian kind of suck. I decided to tackle the Grass Gym anyway. First is Gossifleur versus Cash, but Meowth is really bad, so he had to eat his berry so I can use it at Last Resort. Last Resort is a very powerful normal type move that only works once you've used all your other moves at least once. It sounds like a Gen 7 standard move, but no move that cool can come from games that bad. Last Resort did absolutely jack shit, so Max Overgrowth kills Cash. Chikus didn't listen once, so we lost. I need to grind. I decided I need to head over to the Isle of Armor, so I catch the Slowpoke, which I cannot use, head over to the Isle of Armor, mop the floor with Avery, the man with the funny hat, and grind. Chikus evolved into Greedent, a solid upgrade. Greedent is not as good compared to other fully evolved Pokemon you can obtain by evolving out one Pokemon, like Orbeetle, or Dubwool, or Dreadnought, but it is way stronger than Squavit, and it's better than Butterfree. First attempt back at Milo. Body Slam one-shot Gossifleur and Elder Gloss is out. It hits Max Overgrowth and Chikus is loafing around. Next turn it hit Mass Strikes and Chica turned away. The next turn was the same thing. Chikus literally wasted all his Dynamax turns. He won, eventually. Anyway, the next route we go to, I have a short to-do list. I need to catch a Minccino and nickname it Angry. Why? Because of this image I have on my phone that I have no idea why I have it. But every single time I catch a Minccino, I think of this image. And no, I have no idea why Minccino is spelled that way. Next thing to do is to head to the nursery and get the gift Toxel for a trade later. I can't use Toxel or Minccino in battle, so I box them. Yeah, I have a Zigzagoon and an Eevee, but I can use Zigzagoon for pickup, and I need the Eevee because Eevee has Runaway, and Chikus is very slow, and Cash is very frail. Last on the to-do list is to battle Hop. Wooloo used Double Kick, but even though it's super effective, it does very little, so down goes Wooloo. Clover Squire hit a 3-turn Fury attack, and Raboot hits Flame Charge, and I hit Body Slam, but Hop heals. Body Slam doesn't kill, but paralyzes it, so after I get hit by Double Kick, I win. I don't see myself ever using Cash, but again, 2 Pokemon is better than 1, even if one of them sucks. Once I get to Hulberry, I trade Angry for a Cottony named Candy Floss. You all know I love grass types, so I'm very happy with this. Whimsicott is far from my favorite grass type, nor my favorite Gen 5 Pokemon. Bulbasaur is my favorite grass type and an all-time favorite Pokemon. And I guess my favorite Gen 5 Pokemon would be Clang Clang, I guess. Gen 5 is weird. The Gen 5 games do have some weird Pokemon designs, and I've seen a lot of people go after them. But let's talk about Sun and Moon. These are horrible. I'm not talking about the Garbodor fire that is Pokemon Sun and Moon. I'm only here to get a Sunstone to evolve Candy Floss into Whimsicott in order to prepare for the Water Gym. Nessa leads with Goldeen, and I have Chikas out because I want to preserve Candy Floss. I forgot to heal from the gym challenge, which is bad for Chikas, but Chikas has rest, so if my health does get too low, I can fully heal myself if I need to, all without an item. Goldeen confuses me with Water Pulse, and of course I hit myself. I have rest because I put Wild Charge on him. Wild Charge is a 90 power, 100 accuracy electric move that deals 1/4 of the damage I just did in recoil. I don't usually like to use recoil moves, but I don't usually have a Pokemon that has rest. Also, did you know that Wild Charge can cure drowsiness and can paralyze in Legend of Arceus? I had no idea. Goldeen goes down in 1 Wild Charge, but when Iracuda comes out, I flinch from Bite and I'm at low health. Nessa decides to use Aqua Jet next turn though, so I survive and use Body Slam. I send out Candy Floss for Dreadnought, with both Dynamax, but Dreadnought is quad weak to grass, so Max Overgrowth one-shots it, giving us the win. Nice. Right after gym, we find Jackass Bede in the Galar Mine too. Unlike the first time though, he was easy, I one-shot his entire team. I was considering not showing the Moni battle since it'd make the video too long, but here it is anyway. She leads with Croagunk, so I had to switch to Chikas to one-shot it with a critical Body Slam. The rest of her team fell to Moonblast from Candy Floss. Easy. There's nothing else to do, so I battle the Fire Gym leader, Kabu. First is Ninetales, who misses Will-O-Wisp at first, but Body Slam from Chikas doesn't kill, so I'm burned. Have I been calling Chikas Chica for the past now? Because of the burn, Body Slam doesn't kill, so I need to rest. 2 turns later, and I hit Payback to finish it off. Arcanine's Intimidate lowers my attack, and then he burns me. So my strongest Pokemon has lowered attack by 3 stages, so I can do anything to Arcanine. It was paralyzed from my Body Slam, so he may miss a few turns, and he did. I was waiting for my health to get lower before I healed, so I got a decent amount of damage in before I rested, fully healing. I can't be burned while I'm sleeping, so he can't burn me, thankfully. Once Arcanine goes down, I make a risky choice to send out Candy Floss since she has Hurricane. Hurricane is a hella inaccurate move, so I Dynamax using Max Airstream, which is super effective against Centiskorch because of the bug typing. It hits G-Max Centinferno, so Candy Floss is very low. If it got a crit or a slightly better damage roll, Max Airstream would have killed, but it didn't, so Candy Floss is down. Body Slam from Chikas beats Centiskorch. 3 gyms down. This is slightly more interesting than I thought, but at the same time it's not, because my strat is just throw Greedent at it and hope it works. Oh, and Cash evolved after the battle, so that's neat, I guess. I probably will not use him. We're at the part of the game where Hop battles fought Bede and becomes depressed. I know a lot of people think that Hop is an amazing character since he goes through a whole character arc and everything, but it still bothers me how goddamn cocky he is. That's why I prefer Nemona and Moni over him, but also because they don't openly go, I'm the best and I will win because you're not related to a man with great power and such and such. Also, Nemona and Moni's battle theme slaps. Now that I'm done stating my opinions, for now, it's time to enter Hammerlock. You can finally get a new Pokemon, Togepi. After 7 minutes of searching, I finally Googled where she is. I literally just missed her. This is why we got the Toxel, because she wanted one. I don't like Togepi because of how it behaves in Legends Arceus, but I have to say, Togekiss is very good. If it has the right ability, of course. It has the amazing ability Serena Grace. Serena Grace is a wonderful ability that doubles the chance of move side effects kicking in. I don't have Togekiss yet because Togepi evolves via friendship, which is one of the reasons I didn't roll out Pokemon Camp. I won't be using it non-stop since, as you saw in my previous challenge, having high friendship really pays off. Like, seriously, I have no idea how many times Peppers survived because of friendship, but all those times, it really saved my ass. Togepi and Snarl evolve via high friendship, and raising the friendship of Togepi, who is garbage, is really hard without camping or picnicking. I know that's how you did it in older Pokemon games, but they didn't have camping, and so I'd rather go with the alternative. The Team Yell battle after Hammerlock was annoying as always. I had Snip spam Metronome because it's a fun move to mess around with. But Metronome is the most unreliable move ever, so I eventually faint. If you don't know what Metronome is, it's kind of weird. It's a move that randomly selects almost any other move in the game. Yes, even legendary ninja moves. Here's a good example. I was fighting this beauty on my way to Starlight, who only has Pokemon with Metronome. It happened pretty fast since the move failed, but it got Roar of Time. You know, the signature move of Dialga, the God of Time. I have another example later on, but you'll just have to wait and see what that is. On the way to Starlight, I catch a Cactus to trade for an Impidimp named Peepers. Since I'm playing Shield version, I get an Impidimp, but in Sword version you get a Hatina named Fringe. Fun fact, at least when I was typing in Peepers for the script, it kept autocorrecting to Peppers, which is the name of my Scarlet villain from my last challenge. Serena Grace also kept autocorrecting to Serena Grace, and every time it did, I kept thinking of Serena in the XYZ anime, because I'm pretty sure her mom was named Grace, but I don't know. I haven't watched the Gen 6 anime in a long time. All I remember was that the Gen 6 anime was really good. Was it better than the Gen 7 anime? Debatable. Is the Gen 6 games better than the Sun and Moon games? Oh, hell yes. A bit of grinding gets Peepers to evolve into Morgrem. I was just about to battle Hop, but decided to talk to the bargaining guy in Starlight, and he's giving out Miracle Seeds. A Miracle Seed is a held item that boosts grass type moves. Now it's time to fight Hop. This Hop fight is always annoying because of Cramorant. You're never safe. You're never in any danger. It's just annoying. Of course, only if Cramorant is slower and it survives with low health. Of course, he's faster than me, since Greedent's base speed is that of a Ferrothorn, which is, you know, kinda slow. After I hit Body Slam, I get Wise and use Wild Charge, which is quad, super effective. Cramorant goes down and Scissor Cobra is out, but I just use Candy Floss to one-shot it with Giga Drain. Toxel paralyzes Snip with Nuzzle, but I'm feeling Metronome, and I got Dragon Breath. But I had to switch because Acid did way more than I was comfortable with. I switched to Sheikers, who gets paralyzed with Nuzzle, but I gave him a Cherry Berry before the fight to give me paralysis and to heal because of Cheek Pouch. Toxel didn't paralyze me again for some reason, so Rabbit is out and hitting Double Kick. Well, it hit one, then it used Agility. He's already faster than me. I know he's backed into a corner, but why do you use Agility instead of, you know, fighting back? Going down, fighting? Especially when he already knows I'm slower. I'm a freaking Greedent, man. Someone needs to explain to me Hop's AI, because I've had many instances that shows he's an idiot. Finally, time for the Ghost-type gym leader, Alistair. First is Galarian Yamask, who tried to disable nothing, which would have been bad since my only move I can hit him with is Payback, and if he disabled it, I would not be able to hit him. His ability is Wandering Spirit, swapping out abilities. Peepers is out because I want my ability back, and Sucker Punch failed because Mimikyu is spamming Home Claws. Second turn, I used Dark Pulse to break its disguise, and False Surrender, but Mimikyu just lowered my attack with Baby Doll Eyes, so I used Dark Pulse, which originally I did to test which would do more damage. Then I make the big brain play of using Sucker Punch, so Mimikyu doesn't attack or he dies. Sucker Punch didn't fail, so Mimikyu is down. He never got to use his stat buffs. Why does that happen all the time? Like, Alistair just spends the entire time buffing up, and then half the time he doesn't even get to use his buffs. Cursula is next, and Dog Pulse does about half, and it uses Curse, which is fine. Curse halves the max HP of the user in exchange for removing 1/4 of the opponent's max HP every turn, so False Swipe finishes it, and I simply switch out to get rid of the Curse when Gengar comes out. I don't know why I switched to Snipes though, he's obviously not going to be able to do anything. I sent out Chico's and Dynamax, but this is a bit scary since Gengar's special attack rose because of Max Ooze, and my special defense fell due to Max Darkness. My Max Darkness doesn't kill it in one hit, so it hits Max Ooze, dealing massive damage, but it's not enough to kill me, so I win. This challenge is supposed to be beat a Pokemon game with disobeying Pokemon, but because of the weird obedience curve, it's turned into beat a Pokemon game with weirdly lopsided Pokemon while not grinding at all. Bede is breaking public property, so now it's my problem and my turn to battle him. I don't know why the police aren't getting involved. Like, it's weird. Pokemon games, the police range from I do basically nothing to I don't even exist. I have Snips first to hit Mudshot from Metronome and do nothing else, so I let Chico's do everything else. I don't know what the AI's fetish is for using speed racing moves on Greedent, one of the slowest Pokemon in the game, but I won't complain the easy win. Snips evolves in after the battle, so it's a good thing I kept him from fainting. Bede gets kicked out of the gym challenge, but he deserves it if he's going around destroying public property. I really couldn't give two shits about Bede because I have a shiny stone and I'm going to use it to evolve Snips into Togekiss. One quick trip through Mushroom Hill Zone leads us to Balloonlia, home of the Fairy type gym leader. In our next trade, a Galarian Yamask for a Unovian Yamask named Masky. Damn, that name is terrible. Masky evolved into Cofagrigus during the gym mission, which is cool since I really like Cofagrigus. First try at Opal and you'll soon learn how difficult she is right now. I have Snips lead because Opal leads the Galarian Weezing, which is weak to Psychic. Togekiss is not Psychic type, it's Fairy Flying, but it knows Psychic, which is good type coverage. Second is our Togekiss, who knows Air Slash. You know how I said that Serena Grace is really good when comboed with Air Slash? Her Chico's is slow as hell, so I couldn't land a single hit even after a rest. Her Togekiss used Ancient Power, so mine is down because it's super effective. In fact, my whole team is slower than theirs, and I can do nothing to win. The only one that's faster is Whimsicott, who is weak to Air Slash. I reset and grind a bit. When I come back, Weezing goes literally the exact same, so Togekiss is out. I missed my first Air Slash because 95 accuracy, and I get hit by Ancient Power. I hit Air Slash this time, and it hits Ancient Power and gets the 20% stat increase because of Serena Grace. Air Slash doesn't miss, but also doesn't flinch despite a 60% chance, and Togekiss gets another Ancient Power boost. The next turn I miss Air Slash and faint from Ancient Power. This King Togekiss. Oh my god, what are the freaking odds of that? Anyway, I thought to reset because that really pissed me off. And next try, Weezing goes the exact same as before, but Togekiss goes way better. First Air Slash flinches, so I'm finally getting that Serena Grace love. Another Air Slash doesn't quite kill, but she doesn't get the Ancient Power boost, so I go for Psychic and for the accuracy and kill it. Masky is my only special attacking Pokemon whose moves aren't resisted by Mawile. Steel used to resist Ghost, but it doesn't anymore. I use Curse, I don't remember why, and switch to Chico's to stall out Mawile until the Curse kills it. Finally, it's Alcremie. G-Max Finale didn't do really anything. And Max Strike was a one-shot. I was not expecting that. The EXP from the battle got Peepers to evolve into Grimmsnarl. I think that was the first time that Opal has ever been hard. Now that I have Grimmsnarl, I want to make more progress in the Eye of Armor so I can give Peepers max soup. The thing is, I'm a bit over leveled, so let's fast forward a bit. 33 minutes later, I now have a Grimmsnarl that can Gigantamax. Before I get to Search Chapter, I have to battle Hop, but he's so easy I put it in a time lapse. I will note that when I was battling Heatmore, I got Metronome, and Metronome landed on freaking Core Enforcer. Yep, someone got another legendary signature move from Metronome. This time it's with Side Guards. Climbing the ladders of Route 8, and I reached Search Chapter. Beforehand, I caught a Vanillish and a Snob. I need the Vanillish for a trade in Search Chapter, and I get a sock named Blue Bop. I think that's how you say it. In Sword version, I get a throw named Redos. That name sucks even more. I grind up Blue Bop, and I'm ready for the Ice Gym. Melanie's first Pokemon is Frostmoth. Hey, I have one of those. Yeah, the Snom I caught evolves into Frostmoth, which is why I didn't eliminate camping. Snom evolves via Friendship, and I need a Frostmoth for a trade later. But Snom isn't the traded Pokemon, so I can't use it. Getting the Friendship of a really bad Pokemon like Togepi up without camping is hard enough, but getting the Friendship of a Pokemon that I can't use is going to be harder. And that's why camping isn't against the rules like it normally is. Anyway, Frostmoth uses Hail, and I use Super Fang. Super Fang is a normal type move that does exactly half the opponent's current HP and damage. Bug Buzz does surprisingly a lot, but Body Slam kills it. I keep Cheekers in for Galarian Darmanitan, so he can heal up after being hit by Ice Crash. I switched to Masky, which would be dumb if it was a Galarian in your mask, but I'm pure Ghost, so I'm not weak to Ice. Body Press is super effective, and it uses my defense to deal damage, and my defense stat is really high. Anyway, next is SQ, whose ability Ice Face kicked in twice since it's healing, and I hit it with a physical move. I actually didn't know that Ice Face kicks in if it's physical moves. I thought it was just fire type moves. Blue Bop killed it. I send out Candy Floss for Lapis, who survives the first max overgrowth and uses her G-Max move. G-Max, I'm not even going to try.
Resonance.
It sets up a Willow Veil, but that won't save her when her health is that low from one move. I think Melanie has always been the easiest gym leader in these challenges. I appreciate the easy time, Melanie. I love messing with Sonia in this scene. Hot battle time. Double is first, and I have Blue Bop one-shot it. I send out Snips, who uses Metronome, and I get Stomping Tantrum, but it doesn't work since Corviknight is Flying type. I switch to Tri-Attack. Tri-Attack is a 100 accuracy, 80 power normal type move that has a 20% chance to either paralyze, burn, or freeze. That's not 20% per status affliction. That's 20% for anything that happens. So everything has around 6%, but Serena Grace gives it a 40% chance, so everything has like a 13% chance, I think. After Corviknight Scary Faced twice, Tri-Attack froze him and he stayed frozen. Side note, I got Sky Attack from Metronome, which is the second time this has happened this playthrough. That's gotta be very lucky, right? Getting Sky Attack from Metronome twice. I'm more surprised Hydro Pump hit than that Metronome landed on it though. Pincushion feints to a critical Tri-Attack, so that's good, and Snorlax falls to one low kick because it's heavy and Cinderaces out. Pyro Ball not only hit, but it burned me, which I didn't know it could do, so Big Break didn't do much. I switched over to Chicos because I switch out to Chicos because he's a tank, so he can take it out with ease. Good squirrel. Before we enter Spike Month, Marnie battles us. Liepard is Dark type, so Big Break one-shots it. My nemesis, Toxicroak, is out, but it's double weak to Psychic, so yeah. Well, Pekka goes the same. Scrafty is out, but it's still weak to Fairy, so Moonblast wins the battle. The gym mission is just walking forward and battling a bunch of Team Grunts with Blue Bop, so we reach the first and right now only Dark-type gym leader, Piers. Before we do, there is a Team Grunt who will trade an Alps Dragoon for a containing Mr. Mime. I'm not gonna use this guy, so he's getting boxed. Piers' ability to pull a microphone out of his ass is a bit concerning, but that's not my problem, so we start the battle. Scrafty hits Fake Out, so I flinch, but Moonblast, yeah. Nemona also falls to one Moonblast. When Alps Dragoon comes out, I keep Candy Floss, only to switch out to Blue Bop, because I predicted he'd use Obstruct, which failed, because I wasn't attacking. Dunk Tank is only weak to ground, which I have no ground moves, so I just spam Rock Tomb, getting a critical hit at one point, but I doubt the crit was necessary to win. I've gotten pretty attached to this sock. There was literally nothing else to do, so it's time to challenge the Dragon Gym. Rayhan is a complete joke, as you'll soon find out. He uses Flygon and Diglett, while I lead with Cheekers and Candy Floss. I crit Flygon with Body Slam, so it's down, but Diglett is a tanky beast, so it survives Giga Drain. Flygon did hit Steel Wing, so Candy Floss is hurt, but it did surprisingly little. Gigalith, all it did was set up Stealth Rock, so switching will hurt. Seneconda is out, but I kill it instantly, since Glare is very annoying. Gigalith is still alive, since I made the dumb decision to hit it with Body Slam instead of Payback. Daoludon is out, but if my level 100 Vaults can one-shot a Daoludon, my level 58 Wismacott can. I don't think the crit was required, though. I finally get smart and use Payback on Gigalith and kill it. Again, I don't think the crit was necessary. Now that I have all 8 gym badges, I don't have to worry about my Pokemon not obeying me. Now here comes the real fun part. What level am I going to beat the Pokemon champion at? But that's a question for future me to answer, and not listen to Ice Cap Zone while playing Pokemon. Me. Pokemon is fun, don't get me wrong, but I realize now that I'm doing any voiceover, it's so freaking boring. But my boredom mixed with my stubbornness will not stop me from playing Pokemon for you guys, because I'm already at Winden. If I was born in the Pokemon world, I'd be born here since it's based on London. This is where the tournament happens, and it's honestly one of the worst parts of Sword and Shield runs, since you're just fighting a butt ton of Steel-type Pokemon back to back, which can get kind of annoying if you don't have an easy way to deal with them. Namely, Earthquake. But I do have one more Pokemon to get that'll maybe make it easier. In Winden, you can trade a Frostmoth for a Daoludon named Linear. I would have named it London if it was a girl, but why is it named after a word that means extend in a straight line? Daoludon is the opposite of straight. I replaced Peepers with Linear because I already have a Ghost type, and Ghost and Dark are practically the same thing offensively, and I have 2 Fairy types who are not going anywhere anytime soon. So I don't need a Dark Fairy type anymore, but a Dragon Steel type? That might be the type combo I hate, but I'd be an idiot not to use this thing. And I'm already an idiot. Unfortunately, Linear here is a bit under-leveled compared to the rest of my team, and his other attributes don't really make up for it. Daoludon does have a pretty high base stat total of 535, but this one has an attack-raising nature that also lowers special attack. Daoludon is mostly a special attacker though. His only good steel move is Flash Cannon, which is special, and the best dragon move he can learn that has no side effects is Dragon Pulse. That's special as well. Linear's ability is Heavy Metal. Heavy Metal is a kind of bad ability. All it does is double your Pokemon's weight, so Linear is actually 176.4 pounds, like your mom. I could pair that up with Heavy Slam, but I don't think I should. Hell, the dude can't even Gigantamax until I feed him soup. Now it's time to battle Moni, the emo girl of this game. I decided to give the newbie a shot, but Dragon Pulse is not a one-shot, so Moni heals Life Pod, who beforehand used Nasty Plot and then hit Snarl. And Linear took that hard since, his special defense was horrible. One more Dragon Pulse kills it. Since Linear is doomed, I switch out to Candy Floss, who proceeds to sweep the rest of Molly's team except for Toxicroak, who got one shot by Snips since it's poison fighting? Why can I never remember this thing's typing? Molly is always easy. After Molly is Hop, and I learned Hop's animations are similar to Leon's, which makes sense since he's been, studying Leon's battles. But how have I never noticed this? First is Double, who is obliterated by close combat. I send out Linear for Corvid Knight, but he survives on low health and confuses me. And to make a long story short, it didn't go well. I have Snips use Metronome, but he got Smog, which doesn't affect Corvid Knight due to Steel typing. There's actually a line from Hop that triggers when you use a move that doesn't affect his Pokemon. Sure you're not getting nervous with all the people watching? Is a line I've never seen before. And that's interesting since I played through Sword and Shield how many times? 9 times casually, 3 challenge runs, plus this one. That's 13 times I've played through Sword and Shield. It's interesting, I've never seen this line before. Corvid Knight tried the same strategy when I sent out Togekiss, but my first question is, why? I get where he's coming from, using Swagger and then Scary Face, but I'm a freaking Togekiss, man. Why don't you have any Steel moves? If you do have them, why aren't you using them? And why are you raising my attack? Togekiss's attack stat is awful. I kept Snips out for Pincurchin since I didn't think the crit earlier was necessary. It was. Because Snips is a traded Pokemon though, and thus gets EXP at a higher rate, he's much higher level than Pincurchin, so Thunderbolt does very little. Once Pincurchin faints, Snorlax comes out, but he still can't handle a low kick from Blue Bop, so Cinderace is out finally. I decided it would be fun to have Cheekers face off Cinderace, and even though he did take a max knuckle twice, if they can't kill me in one shot, they're doomed. We beat Hop, and it's off to the semifinals. Before that, Leon is late to dinner, so Hop and I decide to storm a multi-billion-dollar power company and burn it down with my Togekiss, who knows Heat Wave. Mrs. Anger Issues tried to stop us, but our team, while lacking in type variety, is 10 levels higher than hers. So, yeah, that wasn't that hard. Although, I don't think I was fully awake at the time, so I made really dumb mistakes like letting Candy Floss fight Salazzle, a poison fire type. But we did win. Yeah, this part of the game is really weird. Bede bombs the semifinals the next day wearing his Pride Month outfit and wants to fight despite committing a felony less than a week ago. I forgot he leads with Mawile. This is my 13th playthrough of this game, and I still forget he leads with that. Cheekers beat it, because it could barely do anything. I mean, it did land a critical play left, but it did that little. I know Duraludon's special defense is very low, but I decided, let's go balls out on this and use him against God of War. Linear is actually faster than God of War, so Flash can one-shot it. Rapidash is really fast, so I switch out to Cheekers. Yeah, Cheekers' speed is way worse than Linear's. But Linear won't be able to survive one Dazzling Gleam, and Rapidash has that very attack. Why do Galarian Rapidash and Cantonian Rapidash have identical stats? Shouldn't the Cotton Candy Horse have a higher special attack than attack? Last is Hatcherini, but Cheekers is slow, so I sent out Linear. You might think it's dumb, because Hatcherini is a special attacker, but Hatcherini is very slow, and Duraludon breaks the tradition of a Steel type being good defensively, but not everything else, and Hatcherini is very frail, so one max Steel Spikes wins the battle since, it can hit hard, but it can't take hits back. I know, I used one on my team. Ready for a boss rush in the semifinals? It starts out with Nessa, who we fought earlier. First is Golisopod, but I finally get my head out of my ass, and suddenly remember I've played this game way too many times. What I'm trying to say is I sent out Snips for Golisopod since Golisopod is bug and Snips is flying. One air slash takes it out, ignoring emergency exit because it's dead. I swept the rest of her team with Candy Floss, only taking damage from Barrel Scooter, who is faster than me, and Dreadnought due to Swift Swim. The next battle is against Alistair, who leads with Dusknoir, and I lead with Masky. One Shadow Ball kills it. Next is Chandelure, who lands Will-O-Wisp, which is fine since Cofagrigus is weirdly a special attacker. Shadow Ball takes it out. Poltegeist used Protect first turn and hits me with its own Shadow Ball, dealing massive damage. My Shadow Ball doesn't kill, so I switched to Chica's, and Payback took it out. Cursola also eventually fell to Payback after using Strength Sap. Gengar is out, but Chica's stats fell too much, so I have Snips take control of the situation. Max Mindstorm one-shot Gengar. I like to think this was Snips' revenge for fainting to Gengar in the Ghost Gym. Last is Rayhan. An important note, when I was recording this video, I was listening to Carnival Kerfuffle come from Cuphead. Why Carnival music, you may ask? Well, because Rayhan's a clown. First is Torkoal, who is not a dragon type, and also really bad. I have Blue Bob spam Rock Tomb while Rayhan is saying something about the weather. I don't really care, man. Your team was so easy to beat. May have been easier to beat than Nessa's. Next is Tornado versus Masky. Tornado keeps using Shell Trap, but Shell Trap only works if the move I use makes direct contact and Shadow Ball does not. Second turn, Rayhan's stupid turtle decides to be useless, so he's down. Flygon and Goodra both went down to Moonblast from Candy Floss, but I know Rayhan's AI is really bad since he will always go for a weather-changing move whenever he can. I'm not the first to say, that's a terrible strategy. You guys know I never pass up a mirror match opportunity, and this time with Linear and Daraludon is no different. I know Daraludon's special defense is really low, so I hit a special with G-Max depletion to almost kill him. Rayhan's Max Knuckle did basically nothing since it's physical and Daraludon's defense is really high. One more G-Max depletion, Rayhan is down. Rayhan is very easy. How did a man who uses Torkoal and spends most of his time changing the freaking weather become rivals with the undefeated champion? He's pathetic. Like Torkoal. We're at the world-ending part of the game, so I get to battle Chairman Rose. I didn't even switch from Blue Bob. He did the whole fight himself. The intensive sequence is supposed to be easy, but intense. It's not, but I will give it a pass since it's by far the best legendary Pokemon sequence in history. Anyway, the Leon battle is next, and the final boss of the game. It's always the part where my phone either decides to crap out with the lighting or not. He leads with Aegislash, which is very fitting since Aegislash is a sword and a shield, and this is Pokemon Sword and Shield, aka the best Pokemon games ever. Oh, I think Leon's AI is slightly random, but I can predict his actions after one test run, which I always do with Aegislash. I lead with Chica's so I could bait him into using Sacred Sword, but switched to Masky to absorb it. Next turn he hit Shadow Ball, and so did I. The only difference is that mine killed it. I have Candy Floss one-shot Dragapult, Haxorus, and Rhyperior with Moonblast and Giga Drain. Snips beat Rillaboom, so it's Charizard time. I choose to use Blue Bob, even though he is a fighting type and Charizard is flying type, but my decision was made by both Blue Bob being my only Pokemon with rock moves, which is quad super effective against Charizard, and even if Charizard does hit Max Airstream, Blue Bob has Sturdy, so he can't be one-shot. Max Airstream did hit and did a huge chunk, but it didn't trigger Sturdy due to not doing quite enough, and Max Rock Fall is quad super effective, so of course I kill Charizard, winning the battle, proving that you can beat Pokémon Shield with only in-game traded Pokemon. I usually don't know how to end these challenge videos, but I do have a confession to make. I knew this challenge wouldn't be that hard because of the weird badge levels and the booster experience and the really strong Pokemon. I knew I could do it. I just wanted an easy challenge run that I could do very fast so I can leave my house with an easy challenge. And then get to the harder ones that I have planned to do in the new place. Sword and Shield become really easy games once you've played them as much as me, but this one was really easy, but still has some challenge at the start, and my Pokemon's moveset was lackluster outside of Snips. But at the end of the day, it really matters if it was super easy. It just matters if it was fun, right? I can't say what my next challenge will be, since I can't say whether I will be able to record in the new place. I'll try to find a way. That's all I have to say about this one. It wasn't really a challenge, as much as it felt like a normal playthrough, but I did have a handicap that made it a challenge. I don't know what else to say, other than... See ya.